Hi everyone, I'm Autumn Jerumbo and this is today's quote of the day. Today we have a beautiful poetic quote about freedom from Hafiz, a Sufi mystic poet. He says this: "The small man builds cages for everyone he knows, while the sage, who has to duck his head when the moon is low, keeps dropping keys all night long." I love this. I love poetry. And what a beautiful way to say that we expand in who we are. We are a sage in and of ourselves whenever we are both humble and supporting people in developing their own freedom. When we're afraid, we want people to do as we wish. That's what we do when we are afraid. We try to control the people and the things around us. So the small man builds cages for everyone around him. If only you do X, Y, and Z, I'll be safe. That scarcity mentality. And the trickiness of this human mind is that we can get a dopamine hit when we cage people, when we experience some aspect of hierarchy where I'm better than you. The mind gives us a dopamine hit when we are putting our worth above others or below others. We're not acting in humility, ducking when the moon is low and handing out keys so people can free themselves from whatever cage they might be in. When we are afraid, we try to mold the world as we wish. When we are free, we marvel at the world as it is. Have you ever had the opportunity of helping somebody come to their own path of freedom? It is such a gift. It's one of the reasons that I absolutely love counseling, that I get to sit with people as they're wrestling with these different struggles they have inside, and then you just get to kind of be with them in the process as their experience is unfolding about the path that leads them to true freedom. True freedom. Because what Hafiz says here illuminates the lie of freedom. I am okay and I'm free when everybody else is behaving as I wish. When I can get everybody in cages and I can control everything, then I'm free. No, that is a great lie. I love the line. It says, while the sage, who has to duck his head when the moon is low, keeps dropping keys all night long. I'm relatively new to this quote, so I have not done an analysis on it. I haven't kind of sat with this quote very long. So the line about why do you have to duck your head when the moon is low is something I'm contemplating in real time with you, my friends. So I'd love to hear your thoughts, your analysis. What ultimately came to mind first is I thought of it literally, a full moon on the horizon, especially those harvest moons in the late fall where they're so big, where you just can't believe how massive that moon is when it's down low on the horizon and it feels like you could reach out and touch it. There is something so humbling about that to me. It will stop me in my tracks. It will stop me in my van. I will stop what I'm doing to pause and marvel at that sight because it is a sight to behold, and my heart just flies open and I feel free in that moment. And this line says, who has to duck his head when the moon is low. I took that as humility. I took that as almost, there is something grand and divine and amazing on the horizon that I'm seeing, and I'm bowing to it essentially. I am ducking my head, I'm reducing maybe my own ego, and I'm aware and I'm connected to something divine. And as a result, I'm dropping keys along the way. So several thoughts about that. When we are connected to that grand divinity, however we experience it, when we're connected to that and we are humble in it, when we are devoted to it, when we are marveling and in a place of awe, that becomes contagious. I remember reading firsthand accounts of people who sat in the presence of Thich Nhat Hanh when he would do beautiful speeches, or the Dalai Lama doing beautiful speeches in large groups of people, and they would talk quietly. They would speak slowly. And next thing you know, they subdued that entire environment around them. And there was a calm, and I just personally believe that calm is very much a part of freedom. So often passion can be freedom, sure, but with passion, we're bracing, we're excited, we're going forth with something, and there's a brace, there's a constriction. And we can get caged in our own passion. That would be addiction of many sorts. The keys to freedom, the bowing at the moon, is this non-bracing, this release of maybe pent-up energy, whether it's pleasurable or not. And that can absolutely happen when we are in the presence of somebody in a deep state of marveling and devotion. So, my friends, I would love to hear about how you have supported another on their path to freedom. How have you been the sage? How have you bowed or ducked to the moon? All right, folks, we hope you got something out of this video. If you did, let us know what it was in the comments below, and we will see you tomorrow on the next quote of the day. Bye-bye. For deeper dives into psychology and philosophy, check out our YouTube channel, The Examine Life Daily, and check out our Nomadic YouTube channels. Bob is at CheapRVLiving, Autumn is at Autumn and Chloe, and our editor Robert is at Frontier Van Life.